All right, we're talking those suburbs. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the top 10 suburbs to live in the Portland, Oregon metro. Some of those are in Washington, so you better watch yourself, but not my list. I'm actually just taking public information from niche.com. I'm going to use their list. May not be in the order I actually think, but it does a really good representation northeast, southwest of a bunch of different areas. Plus, we'll be pulling up the map. I'm going to show you kind of the secret spots next to their rankings and exactly what it's like in each of these areas. So you're going to have a good understanding of all the different areas of Portland and Washington, Vancouver area, some of the areas that you're actually going to like to live, but most importantly, a bunch of those areas you're going to hate to live. So if you want to learn that, we're getting after it right now. What's up, everybody? This is Jackson Wilkie with the Real Agent Now Group right here in Portland, Oregon. If this is your first time to this channel, you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, play, and those top suburbs to live, make sure you tap that subscribe button and you click the bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. We honestly get so many phone calls, emails, texts every single day from people moving, relocating here. We absolutely love it. We just helped over our 100th client move here, so we're pretty dang good at it. And if you want that help, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to Portland, Oregon. Okay, so, with helping all those clients, basically comes down to not like the most perfect area, best area that you read, top schools. It's all about you in that camera, you watching me right now. What are your feelers? What do you like? What do you not like? This is really what makes, your living experience here in the Portland metro in Vancouver so special. You've got to live in an area to where you get to enjoy your life the most. So, with that being said, that's why I kind of like this list, because it's all over the map. And that's what I'm going to do, is bring up the map and really show you these areas where it's close to, what it's not close to, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and so that you'll have this good understanding. So with that being said, let's dive into it. Let's get over to the map. All right, so we have a pretty zoomed out map here of old PDX, and there is the river that separates Vancouver, Washington from Portland. So it is our neighbor. We are licensed up there. We've helped a lot of clients move up to Washington for many different reasons, but we will be kind of covering both areas, because when you look at the top 10 suburbs of the Portland metro, it brings in Washington suburbs. So that's just how close we are. So again, niche.com has this. So the very first one, number 10 on the list, it's going to be Happy Valley, Oregon, and I'm so pumped it's there. It's really kind of the hidden gem. This is an area I'd never heard of when I moved to Portland, but every time I went there, I fell more and more in love with it. So it is over here in the southeast side of Portland, Oregon. If you're going to be working west side, Beaverton, Hillsboro, one of these areas, do not move out to Happy Valley. It is too freaking long, unless you just do not care about, how long you have to travel. But it's for those who, maybe can work from home, or, you're looking for top schools, or, hey, you travel a lot. The airport is just right up, close. You can take the 205 and get right up to the airport. So you're really close to a lot of things, but it's going to kind of put you out pretty far. So again, this is where you're going to stretch your dollar the most. It is gorgeous in here. When you come off the 205 and you're driving, I'll try and get to the other view here. You can kind of see, all the trees and stuff, but it's not really showing like the undulation. Is that the name of it? Let me zoom in. You can kind of see it here. This is all hills, pretty steep mountains. A lot of these roads kind of wind up into the hills. You can have houses up here that have gorgeous views of Mount Hood. Like, you are just staring right at Mount Hood. Unbelievable. And then you drop down into what I call like Pleasant View. I mean, just gorgeous views. You have food trucks down here. I remember taking my son. We were shooting some videos here as a while back, like the first time I ever came into Happy Valley, and we hit one of these parks over here. And I'm like working on some video stuff for you guys, and my son, I let him go into the skate park, and I look at this big park, gorgeous. And all these families start showing up with their lawn chairs, their coolers. Here's a band. Here's some taco trucks, ice cream trucks. And I'm like, hey, what's going on here? They're like, oh, it's the Friday night, band in the park type thing. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So like, huge community event with hundreds of families, so you can meet people like this. Top school districts, you're going to really stretch that budget. You can find some big, 4 or 5 bedroom homes in these neighborhoods to where you're going to pay a heck of a lot less than you would, even Tigard, Beaverton, or Lake Oswego especially. So if you don't really mind about being out too far, Happy Valley is really nice. The other thing about Happy Valley, a lot of new construction out here. Toll Brothers homes, like top of the line, custom. Again, we got a really good pulse on a lot of what's going on anywhere in the Portland metro, but especially Happy Valley. So this is one you're going to want to keep on the map if you if location to work is not like, over on the west side or something. Number 9, Camas, Washington. I actually feel, it's good that it's in the top 10. I think it should probably be ranked a little higher than that, and especially, it's probably one of the top ones for Washington. But if you look over here, here's this little sliver right here. This is not a little sliver. This is Camas Lake, really, really beautiful lake. This is an area that absolutely caught fire. It's always been nice, but as of like the last year or two, truly been discovered. Cute little downtown, all your shops, all your restaurants. You have, up above here, if I change this, you kind of have views up here. It's just really green. So paddle boarding, just the lake life. Camas is just a really nice area for like the nature and suburbs, and it has some of the top schools that you'll find too, especially for Washington. So, we do find actually retirees enjoy it. This area out here, the golf course up here is gorgeous too, by the way. But basically a can't miss area if you want to reap the benefits of Washington and no state income tax, and you have a family, kids, a lot of sports and stuff. Camas is an area that I'm probably going to be leaning the heaviest to, and it's really, really pretty. The other thing I love about it is you're right next to the river, so you can head down and take this highway along the river. We've done it quite a bit, my wife and I. There's hiking trails all along here to where you can, you come up into some of these hills and some of these hikes, and it feels like you can see the entire world with some of the views. So it doesn't put you too far from downtown. I think the waterfront over here in Vancouver it's got a major facelift as of the past, year or two. Some of our favorite restaurants are right here, and you're not too far. But for the most part, you're basically self-sustained there in Camas with all of your, your shops and everything that you would need in Camas, plus, like I mentioned, the top schools and everything. As you zoom out a little bit, you can see the lake there, just to get kind of a reference of where it is in Portland. The other thing people mention a lot, the I-5 bridge right here, getting in back and forth from Portland to Vancouver, brutal, absolutely brutal during traffic. The 205 is definitely not near as bad, and so actually, if you're going to the airport, which you see right here, Camas is just a quick little shot, and then you cross the 205 and you're at the airport. So people really enjoy that for any of those people who are working, traveling a lot, and need to get to the airport. Okay, so number 8, I'm going to have to type this one in so that you can see it, and I'm going to get out of here. And this is an area, if I type it in, you're going to see it. It's an area that a lot of people aren't like typically moving, relocating. Oh, I got to be to West Slope. But there's an area in general, when you think about this, where it's kind of inside the 217 here. We're going to see a couple other places that are in here. In fact, I'll just spoil it. The next one was Raleigh Hills. So you have West Slope and Raleigh Hills. They're kind of neighbors to each other. Again, it's not areas that we see a lot of people moving, relocating to. They're not the hottest, but I know now living, in Portland for a long time, and people like they're really highly touted areas, really good schools, Raleigh Hills especially. And the farther you get in here to the east, this was actually ranked the number 1 suburb in all of Portland, Oregon for raising a family. There was this whole Healy Heights. So it's really highly regarded. Expensive homes, up into the hills, some of the most iconic views that you'll get in Portland, Oregon from right here, where you can see all of downtown Portland and obviously all the way out and see Mount Hood, everything. It's just really, really gorgeous. So this kind of area in here is for the people who you're going to find a lot of, independent shops, restaurants, bars as you get into here. But West Slope, Raleigh Hills, it's more of like the architectural style living, kind of up in the hills. Big old growth trees. I think of like the Hoyt Arboretum. I think I'm butchering that name. Arboretum, style park where it's just big old growth trees, flowers everywhere, hiking, schools. That's really what we're seeing in, Raleigh Heights. But the one thing you want to know, like is this Jesuit high school private. This is definitely one of the top high schools in all of Portland, Oregon, especially sports. They're very, very good, football team. So that is one of the main drivers. If anybody does want here, they want that Jesuit high school. Super highly touted. So a lot of people moving here, they don't know about that, but I would put a little research into that. And again, this is why you reach out to us. Just explain what your actual goals are of Portland, Oregon, your actual what you want your neighborhood to look like, the streets to look like. In fact, I was touring a client at one point, and it dawned on me we were more in the Multnomah Village area, which is one of my favorite areas to be. But when we were driving through all of these areas, they were saying that, oh my gosh, they didn't know this place existed. This is the perfect spot because you have all the trail systems, especially Tryon down in this area. We were all in through these hills, and it's very hilly, and the roads wind like crazy, and you're up and down. And this guy was an avid jogger, runner, Ironman, and bike rider. And he's like, I could not imagine living here. I have to travel to go find trails and roads like this and I would have this in my front yard every single day. So those kind of people who really enjoy the kind of tougher hill, running and bike riding, Tryon down here is absolutely amazing for that too. We love going down there. That's what we see kind of in these hills here right above Portland. So putting those two together real quick before I get into some of the other ones, would you go ahead, if any of these videos have helped you or helping you with your move to Portland or Vancouver, hit the like button. Also comment down below, what areas are you kind of fixating on the most? I'd love to know. Number 6 on the list, no surprise, and I'm actually surprised it is number 6. I am very curious to see what beats Lake Oswego. Lake Oswego, going to be, you're paying for it, but definitely one of the nicest areas in all of Portland, Oregon. Again, not my words, not steering in any ways, but if you just look at niche.com, look at all the public rankings, it has some of the best schools in not only Portland, Oregon, but the state of Oregon. Lake living, you're going to look at the median home price in Lake Oswego, and it's going to be 700 plus. And really a lot of that is brought up because every house on Lake Oswego, it's private. You can't just come to this lake and launch your boat. You have to basically live on it. They have their own city hall, county, all that stuff, you name it. But multi-million-dollar homes on this lake. It's probably one of the most killer summer spectacles that you'll see. In the summer, all the wakeboard boats, everybody, they park, they tie together. It's like the ultimate lifestyle for kiddos, but you're going to definitely pay for it. With Lake Oswego, that's what everybody goes for. This is, State Street that you come into, A Avenue. This is we love coming to this area. My wife, my kiddos, and I, we walk all over here. They got Salt and Straw ice cream. We have to go there every time. They got big Saturday markets right here. You can see the lake. If you're coming into town and going to stay for a few days and you want to check it out, this Lakeshore Inn, you're right on the water. In fact, there's a pool. It's pretty cool. There's a pool right there on the lake. So as you can see, here's the circle. This is where that farmer's market always goes, and all these restaurants, shops, bars are really, really good. And the cool thing about this, 2 things, and why we come to Lake O so much, is you have George Rogers Park right down here. So this is where you can swim on the Willamette River, and you have sandy beaches. There's paddleboard rentals. It's really fun to swim right here. And you also have Tryon State, the park right here, so all those trails. So there's, I think I read one time, over 25 different trailheads and parks throughout Lake Oswego, and you have some of the top schools and sporting programs. It's just a can't miss. If you can, afford it, you want to, just live in the top suburb area. Again, not my words, but just ranked wise, it's going to be Lake Oswego. And then you have Oswego Lake Country Club. Gorgeous. Love it. Beautiful area. So Lake Oswego's right here. So we'll jump in. West Linn, my boy Addy, our trusted local lender. He's been on a lot of our videos. He's going to love that West Linn is getting the nod over Lake Oswego. So when you see Lake Oswego here, I don't know why it's not popping up. I'll type it in so that it does, so that you guys can see it here. But it's just to the south of it. It's this area right here. There it is. It popped up. So you see Lake Oswego right here, and you go just south. I mean, just over here. And actually, it's all very mountainous, so it's not like you can see. It's not like it's flat. This is like, I mean, a lot of these houses actually up in West Linn are way, 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 way up in the mountains, in the hills, steep cliffs. So I mean, you'll have like this giant deck with panoramic views. It's really pretty. But West Linn is actually, we did a full vlog tour on it. So a lot of these we did. You can go check out our vlog tours where we show you what I'm talking about. But West Linn, he grew up there, and the picture he paints is you have the Willamette River that comes through here, and there's a lot of parks on there. So they were always riding their bikes down there, jumping into the river, swimming, wakeboard, boats, all that stuff. And then the little downtown of West Linn has like little Cooperstown. So he's like, yeah, we play baseball games, and then all the families would go to little Coops, man, and all the kids were playing video games. The dads we ain't gonna leave the moms out. The parents were getting pitchers of beer and drinking pizza, and it's just like the ultimate sports, community, ultimate like family community. So that's what he loved about it. This is a super sneaky area. West Linn, it's bordered right here is what it says, but really, this whole area to the south of it, you got Stone Creek, but you got Oregon City Golf Club. I've golfed it. Oh my gosh. You have a couple holes where you are looking at Mount Hood. It looks like it's on the green. So you have very big like vineyards and like mansions and big, big, big living. This is kind of the super sneaky area where a lot of like the professional basketball players and stuff are living. You get the big mansion house in wine country, just minutes from really everything. They can get downtown pretty quickly. So you would see that. In West Linn, you're going to be more affordable than Lake Oswego, and just still kind of have that nature living, suburb living, all of that stuff. Okay, let's go up again. Oak Hills. All right, I got to type that one in. These are, again, not one that you're going to see a lot of people like who's moving here look at, but I just kind of want to tell you who's living here. And it's a very small, you can see if I zoom out, it's like won't even bring it up. So Oak Hills is an area that it's really, I don't know, I almost more consider it like Hillsboro. So like you got Hillsboro out here, and then Tannisbourne. All of this is like the newer area, all your shops, restaurants, bars. So anything along the 26. Oak Hills, again, nobody's like, hey, I got to live in Oak Hills. It's just an area. But, you've got a lot, like, again, you got the Claremont High School. You got Golf Club, Westview High Schools up here. This is an area out here to where families love who are working at Nike, Intel. They want kind of top public schools for their kids or private. We're seeing a lot of that because it's on the south end of Bethany. Again, if you want to like, I don't know, it seems like people moving here, if your only focus, number one goal is like is best schools. Sometimes Bethany gets the nod on that. It's going to be very suburb living. It's not really my style. It's cool. It's got all, you're completely self-sustained. Costco's, everything very safe, and so Bethany, Oak Hill, which is closer here, I would just more put it into like North Hillsboro, Bethany area. Again, it's a can't miss area, but not one that people are like just really raving and jumping to. I can't, and a lot of these rankings, guys, are not mine. It's like because of crime rates, income levels, school ratings, that kind of stuff. So that's why Oak Hills I get it. I know that area. Very, very, very good schools. So we'll jump up, and we're gonna hit number 3 and number 2. Okay, so same thing. You saw Oak Hill, Cedar Hill, and Cedar Mill. So Cedar Hills is south of 26, Cedar Mill north of 26. Again, the cool thing about these areas, Cedar Hills, I think, is cooler because now they've really built out. This is like a main road right here, this Cedar Hills Boulevard. And they have built this whole thing out, in this whole area to have right here, like kingpins, so you got your bowling alleys, your movie theaters, arcades, all like killer restaurants. This Wildfin is one of my favorite places to eat in all of Portland. Yes, downtown Portland's like the Mecca. I get it. Wildfin, I love it. French onion soup, by the way. Oh, snap. Give me some of that. But you kind of have everything in here. So this, even just a couple years ago, this wasn't really built out quite yet, and there wasn't much going on in here. But the schools are so highly regarded in Cedar Hill, Cedar Mill, and you're going to find older homes. There's not like new construction going here. People always look at Beaverton. They're like, oh, I'm going to move to downtown Beaverton. There's really nothing going on in downtown Beaverton. Like nobody lives downtown Beaverton, and all the stuff around it is those houses like I grew up in. 70s style split level. If you have like an RV trailer, something like that, you see people kind of living in here because you get like a 3rd-acre lot. You may have the gravel on the side of the house for putting your 5th-wheel trailer or something. But Cedar Hills is just really nice homes that are, they're going to be a little older, but you're in a really nice area close to everything and top schools. I know that everybody loves Sunset High School, which is right there. People really like, Sunset High School. So a lot of these funnel into there, and that's why they're paying to get into Cedar Mill, Cedar Hill. Cedar Mill is an area too. This, if anything, you have, the new construction kind of coming up this area, which super sneaky. I'll just show you. Thompson, we did an actual vlog on this. You can go see it, but like here's Bethany, Cedar Mill. There's some new construction that kind of borders. This is all freaking trails in here, people. Forest Park. We go hiking in here all the time. Gorgeous. Love it. And so there's actually new construction neighborhoods that kind of back up to Forest Park. So you get this like 5-bedroom new construction, completely modern home, just minutes from downtown Portland and Cedar Mill and Beaverton and all that. But yet you feel like you're tucked into a forest. It's really cool. Again, that's why you got to reach out to us. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, because we've had a lot of clients never hear anything about Thompson Woods. And when we show them those new construction homes up there, they're like, yes, please. So we've sold a lot of those to people. But again, Cedar Hill, Cedar Mill, we would take you through them and just show you, see what you like. But not an area that people are like, oh my God, I got to have it. Okay, so last but not least, let's see what gets it. What is it? Bethany. Okay, so we already kind of talked about it. That's why I'm going to go slow. Again, the one thing I've heard, not me steering in any way, I don't want, but if you look at overall just like school ratings, safety, Bethany's going to check the box. It has its own little shopping center to where all of your grocery stores, shops, restaurants, bars, everything is there. People who work, in what am I thinking? Nike. That's, an area for top schools, everything that people are just gravitating towards. So this is like this whole area right here for schools, for families, that kind of stuff that people really like. And so for niche.coms, the way they rank things, that's why those are all put there. But I'm going to give you the super secret, for people moving here and they didn't even crack the top 10. But it's going to be, obviously South Beaverton, Tigard areas. If you want to be closer, incredible schools. They have master plan style like community, like right here, Progress Ridge, 50 different shops, restaurants, bars. You got Ace Hardware, you got movie theaters, you got tap houses, everything right here. So you're going to live. This is called Bull Mountain. So this is a big mountain with hills, trees, gorgeous views, and this is where a lot of the locals, like everybody's dying to get into here. They are expanding the urban growth boundary, which only happens every 10 years. So that's why Portland, the housing prices are going through the roof too, is because we can't just build new construction everywhere you look. It has to be voted in every 10 years. Well, this is an area, South Roy Rogers Road. This is all farm fields, wineries, beautiful. I love taking Roy Rogers Road. This is going to be changing and a lot of there's already new construction going in here. So, when you think about, some of these areas in here that are the hot spots, they're having upwards of 25 to 30% increases in home prices annually. So you're going to get into your house and build up 20, 30% equity really, really fast. You have everything you need, master plan communities. And I think Mountainside High School, one of the top technologically advanced high schools in the entire country. One thing I love, they got a badass shop class, but I mean, you really have all nice new stuff. So if you want to be kind of close, this South Beaverton, Tigard area is it. If you can stretch out a little ways, I think Tualatin, super sneaky, really nice area. And obviously Wilsonville. Wilsonville is really blowing up. New construction everywhere. Stretch the budget the most. You actually have one of my favorite golf courses out there, Langdon. But we're seeing, Wilsonville really blow up. So that is, a couple of the areas, and we kind of made it all the way around. I guess the main goal that I wanted to get across to you guys today is that you're going to read all this stuff online and you have no idea how it's derived from or what's in these areas. And you're going to go, oh my gosh, I have to be in that area. It's number one. You may hate it. I remember traveling here and like, oh my gosh, that area says it's the best. You go in, you're like, well, this sucks. And that's why we've helped over 100 clients move and relocate here. They love that we're actually out here showing it on video. But two, when you start telling us your lifestyle, oh my gosh, I got to have this, I don't want that, then we're like, okay, I know down to the street that you're talking about that you're going to freaking love. I went through and told you a bunch of these areas and what was next to it in stories. So when you tell us these things, our whole team goes, yep, we know these areas, and that's going to help you to pinpoint your spot. So you may go off these rankings, and it's going to take you to an area that you're going to hate living, and then you're going to have to sell in 6 months or a year. Good news is, hey, you may have 20% equity. You're going to make money, but you don't want to do that. You want to move to the right place the first time. The only way that the #1 relocation team can help you do that is you got to reach out to us. You got to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back with moving to Portland, Oregon, and Southwest Washington. And until the next video, we'll catch you later.